So our next topic in the food section is preservation of food. So what is preservation of food? Preservation means the process that help us to keep the food materials good, fresh for a long time, so that it can be used later. So this preservation food, there are many types of preservation methods of food. The first thing we are going to see about is drying. Drying means what? Dry means when do we say a thing is dry? When there is no water content present in the material. So that thing is that cloth or something, we put it in the sunlight and then it gets dried nicely, right? So same way the food also is put under the sunlight and then it is dried nicely. All the water contents goes out of the food. Then the food is protected away from microorganisms. So drying helps the food keeps away from the microorganism that can grow in the food. So the one thing that is example is grains. Grains like rice, wheat and all, what they do, once they pull it out of that paddy, they just put it for drying. They remove all the water content with the help of sunlight, and then it comes in the form of in the sacks and all that, right? So drying helps the food to preserve for a long time. Example, rice, wheat and pulses, all these comes to us in the form of dried form. So next is addition of salt. So when salt is added to the food, it removes the water from the food, and also it makes the food away from microorganism, again fungi, bacteria, yeast and all, and does not grow with the help of salt. So example, fish. We know what is dried fish. So this dried fish, karvad, what they do, they would add lot of salt in it and then it is totally dried and then use it. Next is addition of sugar. So when sugar is added to the food, it dissolves the water content of the food and preserves the food from spoilage. So example for addition of sugar is jam, fruit juices. All these food are very nice to eat, right? Because it is preserved for a long time and easy to use. Next is freezing. Freezing means what? We keep something, some food in the refrigerator, especially in the freezer box. Above there is a ice box, right? Some call it as ice box. Actually it's a freezer box, where this freezer below it will be very cold, below 0 degrees Celsius. So the microorganism cannot grow inside that kind of temperature. So freezing, we keep meat, fish, sometimes fruits and vegetables also we keep it in the freezer. Next, boiling. Boiling also kills the microorganism. So they are like water, milk and all, we boil nicely so that we can kill the microorganism and consume it in a good form. Next, canning and bottling. We know that some food comes in the form of canned tin. They say in this method food is packed in airtight cans so that germs do not grow on them. Example, milk powder. Milk powder comes with a tightly packed food. Next, addition of chemical preservatives. So what is chemical preservatives? Some food, sodium benzoate, all these kind of chemicals are added to the food so that the growth of the microorganism can be stopped. So in fruits and all, they add this sodium benzoate, and in dry fruits they add sulfur dioxide, and for pickles and all we add vinegar.